We see Pickens gets up the inside of Guildford.
What'll happen is they'll move, just cushion up. They'll lean against it, and push it.
As you see the right rear just hold under on the 7 of Buckley's car.
Zero tyre wear.
And that's the number 2 NZ. He must have been asleep when the lights went out. And Deskovitz holds on to it. Williams comes straight back at him.
Big rollover from Max Guildford.
And Michael Pickens does the job again.
Travis Buckley just gets a big old bike down there in front of the Lucas Oil VIP corporate suite. Oh, we've got one over. That's Brett Morris.
The most awaited Speedway season ever. It's coming to Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway.
Well, joining me now on Racing World, John McCallum, the General Manager of Western Springs Speedway here in Auckland, New Zealand. And it's the most iconic speedway in the country, been around since 1929. And John, first of all, it's a beautiful day here at the Springs today, isn't it?
It's a beautiful day in an empty stadium, yeah.
For viewers of Racing World, that not only that we have here in New Zealand, but we have a lot of international viewers, particularly in the US, that watch the show and have quite a fan base towards speedway racing as well. How hard is it right now with COVID to be a promoter?
It is hard to do anything at the moment. Just living in Auckland's tough at the moment, so it's a lot of business struggling. But to be a promoter, to try and plan an event when the rules keep changing and you get your advertising set and you get the competitors G'd up and then all of a sudden there's another level and we're moving again, it's pretty difficult to plan how you're going to make this thing work.
I guess, everyone has fought with these challenges, but you get it from all directions, don't you? Because you get it from the fan base, you get it from the competitors, you get it from everyone.
Yeah, and people are passionate about it. They just want to get on with the racing. That's what they're interested in. We've had enough of hearing all the bad news. We've got to get on with something positive.
Western Springs is well known, particularly once again to people who are watching it in the States, the number of American drivers that have been down here over the years. But our New Zealand competitor base, when you look at the likes of a Michael Pickens or a Hayden Williams or Brock Maskovich in the midget categories, they're worthy of international standard, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that separates some of those guys is just time. They get up to America and they start getting on the pace when they're up there a little while. I think it's just the amount of racing the Americans do perhaps separate them. But when the Americans come down here, the local boys can compete absolutely on the same footage. It's just probably seat time is the only thing that costs them. They've certainly got the skills and they've got the equipment. They just need more time in the car.
So as we're saying to people, it's not a case of if, but it's when we get racing here at Western Springs. We're looking at a very exciting season ahead, aren't we?
Well, yeah, when we do get this thing kicked off, it's going to be fantastic. I think numbers, we've never had so many sprint cars registered. I think we've got over 30 cars registered to Auckland alone without the visitors. We've got 2 great series with the Repco Sprint Car Series and the Midas Midget Series. And then you add in the TQs, we've got a huge number of quarter midgets, those kids coming through, the F2 midgets. So yeah, all the ingredients are there for a great show. We're just going to get the people on the gate.
I know a good friend of the podcast, he's been on it many times before and will be the commentator this season at Western Springs, Alistair Wooten. He started out his racing career in what is now known as a Kiwi Kid quarter midget. It's just a great proving ground. That's in many ways quite unique to Western Springs as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they certainly make their home here. At Rosebank Road, the little dirt track, motorcycle track in Auckland, they learn some probably finer skills around there, driving in close quarters. But when you say it's Shane Van Gisberg and Jamie McDonald, Michael Pickens, Brad Mosen, that's where they all came from.
It's pretty impressive list of names, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great breeding ground for them. Yeah.
So again, just to fill people in, so that we just like the show, we have plenty of armchair critics in all our business world that we all live in. But to give people an idea, if you were suddenly told today you can get this place ready to go, how long does it take John McCallum and his team to get this place ready to go racing?
Without limits, with being able to get people over the border and be able to get equipment and contractors, we could probably get up and going in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
But until now, we haven't been able to get into the stadium. It's a council venue. It's had some real tight limits on even getting in here. So getting started to get the workers in to put the lights, the speakers, the control lights, there's a section of fencing that comes down for the rugby season, the timing systems back in. There's a fair bit of infrastructure to go in there.
And they're all things, obviously, that you're just really waiting to push that go button on, really.
Yeah, that's right. Just being able to get access and get the people here. Our track preparation guy comes from out of Auckland. As you know, we're we're a sister track with Palmerston North Speedway. A lot of our crew and maintenance people, Puck and his team, all come up from Palmerston to do the job here, so getting them into Auckland. It's all those logistical things that are just going to make it a little bit tougher this year.
Because that is an important thing that you just said, that this falls under Bruce Robinson's care as part of the speedways that he manages, and that's a significant factor as well, isn't it, for New Zealand speedway fans?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Bruce has sort of got 4 tracks under his control with Miani Speedway in Hawke's Bay. Palmerston North has become famous for its teams racing, and Waikaraka Park in Auckland and here in Auckland. So at the moment, Bruce is stuck between 2 worlds. He's got 2 tracks that might be able to operate soon and 2 tracks that are stuck in Auckland. So he's got a bit of both going on.
And again, I can't stress it. I remember coming here when I was a young kid, and I used to come up here from Wellington with my dad when he was alive, and we'd spend the summer months here. The quality of racing that people can see here at Western Springs is as good as you're going to get pretty much anywhere in terms of open wheel dirt car racing, isn't it? Yeah,
we say we are the best quarter mile speedway in the world. I've been all over the world, seen a lot of speedway, and I haven't seen anything much better than this. Certainly for consistency, to put on that show week in, week out, with the level of competition. The fan base we have is amazing. The fans have been coming here, like you say, you came here with your dad, I came here with mine, and that's what a whole bunch of our fan base is. They're on 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation fans.
I just can't get over that. And then you look at the facilities that we've got here, looking out there right now, we've got this amazing theatre, if you like, with the concrete terrace area to sit on. We're sitting in the corporate area. There's a lot of choices for the fan as well, depending on what they want to do, if they want to entertain clients, or it's a true night out, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you want, you like to say, we're up in the Legends Lounge, you can come up here and get a comfortable seat and have your own private bar and screens, and you can sit up on the hill with your family if you want to. There's all sorts of price points and food concessions for everybody. And the most amazing thing about Western Springs is we're one junction from the middle of the city. And where else in the world do you have a stadium like this, one junction out of the city?
Well, it's been headline news for many a year now about Save Western Springs, and Western Springs is here. All we need now is for the gates to be open in many ways.
That's right. The fans have done their job to keep it here. And now we've just got to start entertaining them again.
And just finally, before we let you go, looking at this season and the quality of racing that we had last year, particularly in the midget car division, and Hayden Williams taking his first New Zealand title, there's a lot of people that are probably keen to have a go at number 1 as well, but it really once again emphasises how good these drivers are at this track.
Absolutely. I mean, that midget division with Hayden, like you say, it's taken him a while to get there, but now he's got that monkey off his back. It'll be hard to shake that number 1 off him. Michael Picken's so dominant, he's looking for number 10. Brad Mosen, teamed up with the Greenway team, just got a new lease of life in that new car last year. So there's young drivers coming through the various teams. Jeff Harper's got a huge team with HLR. So the depth is really there.
And then just capping it off, so for people who are interested in perhaps coming to Western Springs, obviously if you live in Auckland you know about it. If you're outside of Auckland, once that border's taken care of, you'll be able to come on over. What's the best way currently for people to find out when Western Springs is going to kick off?
Through our website, through our Facebook, so Western Springs Speedway Facebook, our website. If you're looking for tickets, Event Finder, our ticket agent. The season tickets are up for sale now. People say, gee, I'm going to buy a season ticket. We don't ever have a season, but we will have, and the season ticket will allow you to use all those tickets up over the course of the year, so you can use as many as you like per night. The terms around them are all pretty flexible. So if you need to lock your tickets in for the year, or you want to come to all the shows, you can buy them now at Event Finder.
Well, there you go. That's the best way to check it out. Then look at the Western Springs Facebook page, the Western Springs Speedway website, which you can get online, obviously, for all the latest information. And, of course, here on Racing World, we'll have plenty of news from Western Springs Speedway. John, we're really looking forward to the season and all the very best. And bring on, I don't know, orange level light or level 2 or God knows what the hell it is.
Yeah, traffic light, change light, do what you like. But next time we speak, let's hope it's some noise and some dust behind us.
Too right. Well, moving from Western Springs, it's